Hello?
Good afternoon, Sarah. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good.
How's your family doing?
Healthy so far. Really missing some sort of interaction with other kids.
Yeah, mine too. Yeah.
Hello.
Hi. Can you hear us okay?
I can hear you just fine.
Hey, Tim, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good.
Good. Oh,
So I think Gary has no video, so he'll be with just his phone.
okay.
Yeah, this is Bob. I just called in through my phone too because I'm at the farm, so
Okay.
I don't have any. So how's the working from home been, Sarah?
It's okay. It's a little distracting. You know, the kids are working on their Chromebooks too, and sometimes they have trouble, so they want to use the big computer, which I'm on, and like my work laptop, I can't use this program, so because my work laptop doesn't have a microphone. So I have
Okay.
my home computer for a lot of stuff anyway, and the screen is bigger, so it's easier. But yeah, I mean, we're getting it done. It's okay.
So is your husband working or not?
Yeah, he still has to go in. They're talking about letting him alternate with his coworker, but as of right now, they're still in there, and I don't really know why because he works at a fitness facility at the VA, and
Yeah.
as well, I mean, most of the people aren't coming in anymore. Just the people that live at the hospital are allowed to come in, and there's not very many of them. There's not really enough work for two people, but they haven't been given the okay to come home and just alternate yet. So we'll see. But how are your kids doing, Bob?
Oh, good. They're getting just getting lonely. Ian keeps saying that he's really sad because he can't see his friends. But they did both their classes are set up on Zoom conferences now. So the past few days they've got that working okay. So the classes have been able to get together. Not all the kids have been able to get on, but at least they're able to do some of that.
That's good. Yeah, my third grader, her teacher is doing kind of just once a week. So she's only gotten to see her classmates twice, but it's funny anyway because it sounds like it probably just like in class you can hear the teacher, okay, everybody, you know, when one person is talking everybody else has to be quiet. And I can hear him struggling with the same kind of things they do in the classroom. All the kids want to talk at once, and it's pretty cute.
Yeah. But they're doing okay otherwise.
Yeah, it's tough. And like my kids, they'll play outside, and there are other kids in the neighborhood that play, but that sometimes they usually would play with, and they just wave at them from across the street.
Yeah, we have the same thing. So they've Carrie and the woman across the street has they've had like across the street play dates for the kids, so they can kind of do the same thing but in their own driveways, so they don't have to interact. They can watch each other ride their bikes around.
Yeah.
That's nice.
But then of course you still see plenty of people that aren't listening at all, and their kids are at the playgrounds and whatever else, not helping the situation.
You can get a $500 fine for that.
I have seen kids in the off-house playground just about every time I go by.
Yeah, we have officially closed them. There was tape over around most of them, but with some of the winds we've gotten, most of it blew away. We also have signs telling people that it's closed, but you know, we can't have people stationed at the park all the time telling people they can't use it. So we're just, we put the message out. We just hope people are using common sense, and the ones that aren't, I guess, I don't know, they can't really blame us. It's unfortunate, but
Well, do we?
oh, sorry.
Who all is on the call right now? I don't know if we-
Me, Fernando, Tim, and you. And I thought Gary was going to join in. I haven't gotten a message or anything from him that said he couldn't. I know he was planning on it.
Yeah, because I think he was going to try to get Joyce from the ECB to possibly join on too. I think because they were interested in helping with our fair event.
Okay.
I did just send out notes about that just a little while ago this evening.
Yeah,
I got those
I'm sorry.
just as a reminder for everybody. There'll probably be a pretty quick meeting tonight, I'm thinking.
Yeah. And well, especially with that referral getting pulled away.
What was that?
There was a guy who wanted to open up his own dental practice, and I think he was going to build a new facility, and he withdrew. I don't know I think he wants to consider trying something else. I'm not really sure why he withdrew, but
What's the alternative to a dental practice?
Well, the alternative to building new is to go rent something, right?
yeah, he had some restrictions as far as where he could do it, because he was or maybe still is, an employee of, maybe it wasn't dental, I don't know, an employee of one of the places down in the plaza across the street from Wegmans, either Aspen Dental or maybe he was Pearl Vision, maybe it's glasses I'm thinking of, but I know it's one of the places over across from Wegmans. And part of the agreement is that he can't open up shop within a certain distance.
That's a non-compete then.
Non-compete. Yeah.
Something like that. I may be saying the wrong field, but at any rate, that's what I thought he was going to do. And then, yeah, I didn't really get any information about why he backed out. But.
He's probably glad he did right now.
Yeah. Maybe. Although, I mean, a project like that would take a really long time anyway.
That's true.
I mean, it would be maybe next year when we'd be ready to go. So. Well, I see Gary Jones. Are you on here? Can you hear us? I see your name.
This is Karen Jones, his wife. I set it up for him. He'll be in a minute. So.
Okay. Hi.
Okay. I'm glad you can hear us.
I can hear you loud and clear.
Good.
Turn on the video.
No. Maybe when he gets here.
I've taken this opportunity to grow a beard since I can't even get my hair cut. I might as well grow a beard along with a bad haircut. My wife keeps on threatening to give me a haircut, and I'm like, no way.
Yeah, I know. We may have to institute that in my house again. It's been a long time since I've cut hair.
I keep trying to tell Melanie to do it, but she just doesn't dare. I wouldn't mind if she mess it up. It's only a month, and she can try again. But for some reason, she just doesn't want to.
Yeah.
I remember when my boys were little, they were so squirmy that she said, "Don't you dare move, otherwise I might cut off your ear." And sure enough, Oliver moved and she cut off a tip of his ear. No way.
Poor kid. I bet he was he traumatized for haircutting from then on out?
I don't, yeah, maybe that's the case. I never really put that much thought into it, but just looking at where he gets his hair cut now, maybe. We heard that. Who's whispering?
Sorry.
This is Gary.
I'm leaving now.
I have no idea what I'm doing, so when she leaves, it's all over with.
There's a little button that you click that says turn on your video.
If you want to.
It's no big deal. Can you imagine where we'd be today without technology like this?
Yeah, everything would pretty much come to a screeching halt. I mean, I've heard people use that phrase, but it's not really true. We do get to continue in some sense.
For sure.
Yeah, and we may find a lot of efficiency in things that we didn't think about before that can be done this way.
Yeah.
That's what, Doug and I were talking about that, trying to find the silver lining. He said, well, we do have some people who do occasionally work from home. Like when my kids are sick and I can't come to work, I will sometimes pop into work, grab files, go back home and do what I can at home. But, now I'll be able to do that way easier.
Okay, I guess I'm here now.
There you go.
All right.
All right, so I guess
No, go ahead.
we've got everybody then that we think is coming on.
I thought that Gary Davis was going to join in. I haven't gotten any messages from him, but he may be having trouble. I'm not sure. Or maybe
What about Ray?
I would think you would if he can. I'm not sure.
I haven't heard from him. The link is out. It's also on the website, so if anybody forgot it, they can go look for it. So I don't know. I haven't gotten any message that he wasn't coming. Gary Davis, I mean, it's possible he just forgot. I was.
Do you want to send him a quick email?
I can try. I don't know if he checks it in the evenings, but yeah.
Does he have text?
That's
how Fernando always gets me when I'm late.
Phone number, so I don't know.
I'm going to leave a minute and I'll grab Ray's phone number and text him and see if he's going to be on.
Okay.
I'll be right
That's
back.
good. Okay.
Well, I had one question, Sarah. Maybe you can fill us in a little bit while we're just waiting a couple more minutes. What's at this point? What's going on with planning for summer camp, for the kids' summer camp? I know that, is it just kind of on hold, waiting to see what happens at this point?
So I signed my kids up for summer camp and paid for it, and I haven't gotten any messages from them saying that, they're expecting anything to be postponed or canceled. I would assume they're probably just waiting right now. I mean, it doesn't start till the last week in June, first week in July. So I think we probably won't know anything for a while. Especially schools haven't, made a decision about the rest of the year yet.
Yeah.
If it means anything to anyone, Cornell already said that they will not allow anyone on campus until at least July 15.
Okay.
That makes sense.
They asked Melanie to change her course to make it an online course because it's supposed to start on the last week of June, and they already said that they're not going to allow that.
Okay.
So if that has any connotation for the fair, if that's an indication of how 4-H might behave, then that's probably not gonna fly.
Yeah.
You know, people are talking about having summer school as well in place of the time that is being missed today. I don't know whether that's, you know, part of the plan, but certainly, I mean, Sarah, hearing you talk about having class for, you know, only a percentage of the students that are able to log in, you know, all the rest of those kids are going to get left behind. You know, there are a lot of new things that we have to go ahead and take a look at and try to come up with a plan for.
Yeah, Cannondale City School District said that spring break is effectively canceled. They're going to just continue as they have been next week. They would have been on break. I'm pretty upset about it. But, I mean, to be honest, you know, it doesn't take as long to do the work that they need to. Even my 8th grader, who all of her teachers are engaging, they all have assignments and whatnot. Some days she has more work than others, but it's never all day. You know, I mean, she always has time that's free time before, you know, 3 p.m. when she would have been coming home. So,
And more time to take care of the chickens.
they're not there. They don't like the chickens anymore.
Oh,
They're not new anymore.
Yeah, they're not babies. They're not fuzzy. They're not cute. And they sometimes peck them and get their fingers. So now they just don't want to go out there.
It's time to get new chicks.
I know. I think we might. But yeah, so back to the summer school thing. I really don't know. I guess all I can really say is I haven't heard anything yet. And the city organizes the curriculum and manages the programs for the day camp program that you guys went to last year. And so, you know, and the town does a little bit with that. So we would probably hear something quickly if they have already made decisions. So I just have to assume that they haven't decided anything yet.
Okay, I've got Ray on my cell phone so he can hear what's going on. He said he didn't get, you can't? Well, there's nobody talking right now.
hi, Ray.
Yeah, that was Tim.
Hi, Ray. Okay, do we want to get started? I move that we get started.
Okay.
Yep, that sounds good. So I guess first I'll just I did send out an email to everybody with the notes from our fair meeting with Casey. I haven't heard, I don't think he knows anything more at this point from what we knew a week ago, other than they're just still waiting. But it seems like as this continues to drag out farther and farther, likelihood of not having a fair is getting to be more and more likely. But I'll just review the notes from that quick, 'cause I think Sarah, you probably haven't seen anything that we discussed at that meeting, correct?
Yeah, I have to say, I forgot about it. I'm really sorry. I remembered the next day.
That's fine.
We'll hold it against you next time. Don't worry.
All Casey really had to say as far as the fair, you know, whether they're going to have it or not, we don't know. They've delayed most of the advertising to save some money, and we've got like a month or a month and a half to go before they really need to make a decision. The topic that we all kind of came to somewhat of an agreement on was something is around the topic of lake protection and how we can kind of weave agriculture and property maintenance into that so that the general public could be the audience. And we had several different groups that may have had some interest in participating, and then a list of who was going to contact them, and that's in the but we probably should get a date as to when we should contact these groups by, just to make sure that we contact them in time. So I'd say maybe by two weeks from now, we should at least have contacted them. Does that sound reasonable?
Yeah, that's reasonable.
'Cause
When
we
did
still
you
don't
say-
really.
When did you send that email out, Bob? I didn't get that.
A few.
I just sent it like an hour ago.
Oh, okay, okay. Can you hear it, Ray? Bob DiCarlo sent out an email to us about an hour ago, about the minutes from last meeting. Yes, that's before they contact the people that we talked about last meeting concerning the fair.
And we had discussed how we could attract people to it, and Casey recommended that maybe we tie it into the Taste of Finger Lakes event and have it, I think, just before that, so that we might have more likelihood of attracting people. So I guess we'll kind of somewhat continue to plan and keep in contact with Casey, but we're just gonna have to see where everything goes. Any other comments on that?
Yeah,
Or has
I mean, they're
anybody
saying there's. I was going to say that they're predicting that this is going to peak in 2 to 3 weeks, and then we're going to be on the backside of the curve. So I think that it's probably, if you take a look at what's going to happen, we're probably 7 or 8 weeks out before I think anything really becomes clear as far as where we're going to end up on this thing. 2 weeks may be too soon is just my point, but if we want to try it in 2 weeks, we'll try it in 2 weeks. It's no harm.
Well, 2 weeks is only to contact them, right? And to see if they are interested and what they are willing to help us with.
Yeah, but the conversation will be like, well, we don't know whether it's going to happen or not.
Yeah.
It's up to you. It can't hurt.
So I guess it doesn't hurt just to reach out, and because I mean everybody's in the same boat right now. Nobody knows what's going to happen day to day or week to week.
Yeah.
So
Maybe we could have a virtual fair.
Yeah, this is going so.
That might be a little too much for me. I have spent so much time in front of this camera this week.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I guess yep,
Are
go
we
ahead.
going to try to do anything? I'm sure this is out, but the parade, 4th of July.
I haven't heard anything about that yet, so I have no idea if they've even considered canceling it or what. I haven't heard anything from our special events committee, from Oksana, so I don't know if she has an information on it or not. I can make a note to reach out to her and see if they've even talked about it. Hi, Ray.
Well, that was just one of the things we had talked to Chris about when we had that one meeting, was the parade. So I didn't know. Yeah. And like we've been saying, it's probably not going to happen, but if it does happen, are we going to be prepared for it? That's all.
Well, if what saying Fernando's at Cornell's pushing things out into July, yeah, I mean, I could see the city saying better safe than sorry, let's not do it.
Right.
But again, I haven't heard anything from them about events, so.
Yeah, I
That
guess,
might be a good note to go ahead and, put a general question out there for the entire town. All of the committees, what are your intentions?
Sorry, that's my smoke alarm. We're baking.
Oh,
Every time we bake something with the oven kind of, hotter than 400 degrees, there's just enough smoke to set the smoke alarm off. It's very sensitive.
I know the feeling.
It doesn't matter if it's 150 or 350. If I'm involved, the alarm will go off.
there's actually a smoke alarm that you can put in that is specifically designed for those types of areas.
I should get, we say, someone stand there, and someone gets a dish rag and stands underneath it, and then I open the oven and they wave it to make it stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've all done that. I haven't had to do it recently because I replaced it with the new type.
I'll have to look into that.
My
Dennis,
wife would probably
that's
say it's
one.
easy just to replace me. I'm sorry, Bob.
Dennis is the one who we talked about the parade with
Oh,
the
yeah.
most, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
We should just send him a message or something just to see what they're thinking. I mean, probably they don't know anything like everyone else at this point, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
We're probably all just in shock still.
Yeah, I had said I could reach out to Oksana, she's the chair, but I'll make sure to include Dennis since he came to talk to us. Does that sound good?
yep.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Just kind of a general inquiry, see if they've heard anything. I did text Doug to ask him if he had anything he wanted to share with you guys, and he didn't, other than just, we can keep meeting if there's information to talk about, and we'll just kind of like what we've been saying this whole meeting, we just have to take it one step at a time as we find out more information.
Yep. I think the thing we had on the schedule for this month was just update on the new teams. So
Oh,
I don't know. They only met once probably because of all this.
so yeah, so let's see, tree team has met once. I imagine their next meeting will probably be like this, virtual. And their work, some of it can be done regardless of budget. There's arborists on that group who have already volunteered to look at trees and stuff, so maybe they can do some of that work over the summer. And they're still kind of waiting to hear if we receive a grant from the state to do a tree inventory, so that group can kind of proceed and keep going. With worry about less sales tax revenue, we may be slowing down projects in the town. So the project that was going to be designing and purchasing signs for like the gateway areas, like when you go to come from Bloomfield into the town, it's doesn't say anything, we want the welcome to Canandaigua signs. That group may have to slow down. I mean, they could still meet virtually and work on designs, but they may not be able to purchase signs for a while. The conservation easement group, again, if they want to, they can meet virtually and work on, gathering information. But until we know what our revenue looks like, things that cost us money that aren't essential may have to be postponed or done more slowly.
Unfortunately, it makes sense.
Yeah. Overall, I think it makes sense on, local municipal level, state level, as well as the federal level. But there's probably going to be a lot of money that's redirected.
Yeah, so like the grant that the tree group is waiting on may be put off, may be postponed. I don't know. We haven't heard anything like that yet from any of the granting agencies with the state, but I wouldn't be surprised if things get changed.
At the same time, the economy is going to need any type of stimulus and money flowing into it once this is lifted. So it will be good if they can still send the money. Just
Whatever they can still do would be nice. I'm just trying not to be surprised if things change.
yeah,
Our world changed overnight.
Yeah.
It's not going to go back to the same way it was. So
Someone else just hopped on. I see. Is that, there's just a phone. There's no name or number. Is that you, Gary?
Yes, it is. Sorry for the delay. I've been trying to get into the meeting for the last 20 minutes or 25, almost 30 minutes now with the numbers I had. Must be they weren't the right ones. Did it work? Did Joyce make it in?
No, I don't know. But did you use the one I just sent? Is that the?
Yeah, that one worked. Yeah.
what do you have?
All right. I don't know. Who wants to catch Gary up on what we talked about?
Yeah, Gary, we just did a little review of our last fair meeting because Sarah hadn't seen any of that yet. What you said you had talked to Joyce and they had some interest. Do you have anything more than that from them, or just that they were interested?
No, she was going to participate in tonight's meeting because I sent her the same email that Sarah sent out to us, and of course it had the numbers that I've been trying to get. So I imagine she's had the same difficulties that I had, trying to get through. So they're more than willing to participate, though. As far as the Lakes people, I haven't got any contact there yet to talk to those individuals, but maybe I'll try to forward this email here, and maybe Joyce can check in now. I don't know how close you are to the end of the meeting.
Well, so the referral you guys were going to work on, I don't know if you saw that message, that was withdrawn. So we've just been kind of catching up to try and see really what's going to change. And mostly we don't know what's happening. So we got to just kind of take it one day at a time. And with this group, just one meeting at a time for a while.
Right.
yeah, we're trying to understand what's going to be canceled. Is the fair going to be canceled? Is the parade going to go on? What else are we going to try to dig into? I think that we talked about the county fair theme is going to be how to control fertilizer runoff into our water system using cover crops and things like that. Bob sent out an email that covered that topic pretty well. And then there's going to be a Finger Lakes Taste event right after our open house at the fair, if all of that goes down, so that people will maybe want to come talk to us first, and then go do the Finger Lakes Taste event. Sounds like a great plan.
Yes, it does.
I guess the other possibility too is all this stuff could happen later in the year if it doesn't happen when we're already planning to do it.
I think that's a great idea.
We just don't know at this point.
Yeah, county fair is always too hot for me. Having it later in the year would be great.
Especially the day we do an event, it's usually real hot.
Yeah. And it's usually right about the time that everybody's trying to do hay. So
maybe we'll have the first ever winter fair in Ontario County.
All right.
it's a good idea.
And Sarah
And so,
just gave us a quick update on the new project teams, but there's kind of a lot of waiting and seeing what kind of money is available and stuff like that.
yeah,
Gary, you're on the way, right?
Bob, I
Okay.
don't know what your question was.
Oh, Gary,
I don't know.
we were talking.
I don't know if you were trying to talk to me or not. I tried on my cell phone to get a hold of Joyce because I was going to have her. I just sent her an email with the numbers that Sarah sent me tonight, and thought maybe I'd catch her, but she didn't pick up her cell phone. So I was going to have her join us so she could briefly indicate what their board would be willing to participate in.
Sarah gave us an update on the some of the new project teams. You're on some of those, Gary?
Depends on which ones you're referring to. Are you talking about the conservation one? Is that what you're talking about, Sarah?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm on that one.
Do you have anything? She said right now that we're basically just been waiting and don't really know what type of funding is going to be available. But have you guys
No.
met at all, or?
Yeah, we did, and Tim's on the same one, so I don't
Yeah,
know, maybe.
I think there was
Okay.
only one meeting though, and nothing else has really changed since the last time that
No.
we talked about.
No, you
Okay.
brought us up to date last meeting on that, and we were going to have another meeting, but certainly most of them are all being canceled now.
Yeah. Or going virtual.
All right. I
So-
don't have much more. I don't know if anybody else has anything else.
Any
For
new
comment?
business?
Don't believe so. Sarah, what do we need to do? I think you said the town board needs to do it if Linda Purdy wants to join the committee. I thought she was maybe going to be on tonight too, but
I did send her that email after you reminded me. As far as I know, if she wants to and she wants to be officially on here, then we just need to put a resolution for the town board to appoint her to the committee. And then she'll be on it. It's pretty simple.
okay.
Yeah,
Well,
It'll go in as a resolution, and the board will act on it, and it'll be pretty easy.
I'll contact her and see if she wants us to do that or not.
Yeah, otherwise, if she just wants to keep participating and she's welcome.
Oh yeah,
She doesn't have to join to participate. She would just need to join if she wanted to, vote on the stuff you guys vote on with much. But yeah, so however she wants to participate.
Yeah, we have some other boards there, as you well know, Sarah, that where they have alternate members. If I don't know what procedure on the ag team would take.
There's a certain, I think the ag committee, you guys have, I think you can have 6 plus an alternate or 5 plus an alternate. I can't remember, but
Right.
I know there's
And I don't.
empty position right now. Maybe it's the alternate position. So she can definitely join if they want to appoint her. But it's just a simple resolution.
okay. Well, if there's nothing else, I move
No,
that
no.
we adjourn.
I second that.
Mhm.
All right. Well,
I-
everyone stay healthy, and if I hear anything more from Casey, I'll let everybody know.
Okay.
Okay, thank
Well,
you.
Thanks.
And I'm sorry for the mix-up, not getting in on the time to
Oh,
listen
that's
to everything. So
sorry. I don't know why the original one didn't work, but
all he'd asked me if I was Desiree to push a button, so I don't know what that was about.
Yeah, I
On
don't know.
on that fine note.
All right. Have a good night.
All right, everybody have a good
Thank
night.
you.
Bye-bye.
You too.
Bye.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Stay safe. Bye.